Everyman Driver Nation, here it is, the all-new, completely redesigned inside and out 2016 Honda Pilot. It is longer, lower, and more aerodynamic than ever before. It is available in 5 trim levels: LX, EX, EXL, Touring, and Elite, and comes in front wheel and all-wheel drive. So much to talk about today. Let's get started first, though, by popping the hood. So under the hood of the all-new Pilot for 2016 is a 3.5-liter single overhead cam iVTEC direct injection V6 engine, mated to either a 6-speed or a 9-speed automatic transmission, depending on which trim level you go with. Also front wheel or all-wheel drive. Of course, we have the all-wheel drive and the 9-speed automatic transmission. This gets 280 horses, 262 pound-feet of torque. This vehicle weighs between 4,000 and 4,300 pounds, depending on, again, which trim level you go with. Now, fuel economy numbers are very impressive. My tester here is rated at 19 city, 26 highway for a mixed driving number of 22. I've put about 300 miles on it, and I'm right there at 22 miles per gallon in mixed driving. Very happy with that. Some of that, of course, has to do with the 9-speed automatic transmission, the variable cylinder management, the auto engine start-stop feature, but it's also 300 pounds lighter than the outgoing model. By the way, regular unleaded, and it has a 19.5 gallon fuel tank. Here's a look at your real-world backseat legroom and headroom for a guy who's 5'11", and this is very luxurious. Honda Pilot and luxury, those are terms you wouldn't think about in the past, but now in 2016, you can absolutely say those in the same sentence and have no concerns about it. Legroom, I'm 5'11". Here's my knee room right now between this and the back of the seat. This was my position as a driver, although the seat does adjust once you start the vehicle up, so this does come up forward, giving you more room. Headroom, hey, it's a large crossover SUV. No issues whatsoever, plenty of room. We even have a panoramic sunroof on our trim level right here. There is a sliding sunroof for the front 2 passengers. We've got 4 blank handles all the way around, even one for the driver. A sunscreen here to keep out the sun on a hot day like today on both sides. I really do like these captain's chairs, namely because they're heated. You've got heated and ventilated front seats, but you also have heated back seats for these captain's chairs, and all the controls are right here by your feet. Now, if I want to move from this seat to the other captain's chair, no problem. Slide across. Look at all that room. Tons of room just to make your way across. Now, it's a little bit narrow when you want to make your way to the 3rd row seats, but when you get back there, plenty of room, more than you might think. Oh, one more thing. You've got armrests that fold down here. But this area is a little bit on the narrow side. Look at that. That's, what, less than a foot maybe? Or maybe a foot. Now, back here, I wouldn't consider the 3rd row a place for adults in the past. But in the Pilot for 2016, I definitely would say 2 full-size adults should be comfortable back here. Headroom is great. This is not an area where you see a lot of headroom in the 3rd row of a SUV like this, but there is no problem for that. You definitely get 3 younger kids back here, no problem. And there's more cubby holes than you can shake a stick at. So that's a quick look at your backseat legroom and headroom. Now, if you want to get out, there's a push button on the back of each of these seats. Look at that. Now, I can get out and show you about the cargo room and trunk space. There are 3 ways to open the trunk lid of the Pilot. There is a push button just inside the door panel next to the driver. There's one here on the key fob. Actually, there's 4 different icons right there. Looks like a car. Press that, hold it down. Otherwise, there's a button just below the Honda icon, just right of the backup camera, soft little pad, and it comes up automatically. And when you're done, you can either hold the key fob button to close it, or there's a push button here along the edge. Now, back behind this 3rd row of seats, you're looking at 18.5 cubic feet of volume. There's even some storage below that, which is extra utility, which is nice. You can fold these down, pull that strap very simply. Now you're looking at 55.9 cubic feet of volume. And get this, if you fold down the middle row seats or the captain's chairs in my trim level, you increase it to 109 cubic feet of volume. That is a lot of utility. And I've had no problem putting my entire road bike back here with the front wheel on. So if you're thinking about hauling longer items, camping equipment, boxes, those kind of things, this will be no problem for you whatsoever. Okay, let's talk some ride and handling impressions. The Pilot features a new all-wheel drive system, which is pretty exciting, sending 100% of the power to the front wheels, or up to 70% to the rear wheels, or 100% to one rear wheel if it's needed. It also has an intelligent traction management system, which you can cycle through normal, snow, mud, and sand. And I mentioned earlier this vehicle is longer and lower than ever before. It's actually 3 inches longer and 1 inch shorter or lower to the ground, but it still has 7.3 inches of ground clearance. I'm pretty impressed with the suspension. I don't really feel any of the bumps or ruts driving down the road, so it really absorbs that well. To me, it just feels like a bigger CR-V, which is impressive considering its much larger size than the smaller SUV. And even though I'm not zipping around corners or going 0 to 60, it's pretty good at handling and acceleration. And speaking of acceleration, my 9-speed is really smooth, but it's a bit jumpy when going downhill, as if trying to find the right gear. Not sure about that. One thing that's clear when you're looking at the Pilot from the outside, its identifiable big and bulky look of the past is gone, where this design gives it a hulky CR-V look in my opinion. Melissa thinks it's too mainstream and blended with every other SUV on the road, which I think she has a point. If you thought the exterior was the only overhaul, step inside. The interior is quite impressive. Gone is the manual shifter on the center console, now below in a flat layout design, much like you'd find in some of the Acuras. My Tester features leather trim interior, leather-wrapped steering wheel, heated steering wheel, which is nice, an 8-inch display audio with touchscreen, multi-view rear backup camera. There's a 4.2-inch multi-informational display here in the instrument cluster. A push-button start is now standard. Plus you have all of your usual suspects here on the steering wheel mounted controls, Bluetooth, audio, and so on. My Tester also features a Honda sensing package, which includes collision mitigation braking system, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist system, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, and road departure mitigation. I think the overall interior is much more modern and refined, and I really do like the soft touch materials throughout. So the MSRP range here on the all-new Pilot is between $30,000 and $46,000. And in my opinion, its 1-2 punch combination of passenger comfort and utility now makes it a very strong rival in the growing competitive market of 3-row passenger SUVs. It is definitely worth a look and absolutely a test drive. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson with Everyman Driver. Thanks for watching.